Today, we're going to be trying out Iberia's premium economy product for 13 hours, so join me as I review this experience on Iberia's longest flight. After checking out of a hotel in Dublin, I took a shuttle and soon found myself in this lengthy check-in line. Unfortunately, premium economy doesn't get you much in the way of priority lines, so I had to go through the main one. I then hopped on a quick 2-hour flight headed to Madrid. While we land there, let's talk about tonight's flight. After a 9-hour layover, I'll be getting on Iberia's flight 6833 from Madrid, Spain to Santiago, Chile. At nearly 7,000 miles, this is currently Iberia's longest flight, so this will be a true test of the premium economy experience. Stick around to the end to hear more about how much this costs and if I think it's worth it. After landing, I spent a while exploring Christmas-themed Madrid before then heading back to the airport. This airport is really unique. It feels really spacious, but the lack of natural light and the color scheme still make it feel particularly airport-like. I got to my gate and took a look at today's A350-900. Even though it was a solid 30 minutes until boarding, the lines for groups 3 and 4 were already packed. Thankfully, as a premium economy passenger, you get to board with a much shorter Group 2 line, which saved me a lot of standing around. Today, I'm seated in seat 11A, the very first seat right by the boarding door. We'll take a closer look at the seat a bit later once I've had some time to try it out. It's also a bit awkward sitting right here while nearly 300 passengers board in front of you, but with the basically endless legroom, I really didn't mind at all. After boarding, our first sign of a premium experience came in the form of a pre-departure beverage and some noise-canceling headphones. Although the noise cancellation on them wasn't super impressive, it's still better than nothing, and they're also infinitely more comfortable to use than the classic earbuds you'd get in economy. Unfortunately, this plane didn't have any individual air vents, but the temperature was comfortable throughout the flight. After about half an hour, we pushed back and headed towards runway 36 left. Soon after takeoff, we were given our Iberia branded amenity kit. Older reviews of Iberia have shown a somewhat lower quality bag, so I was really pleasantly surprised by this one. The bag itself is great, complete with this cool Iberia themed interior. Inside the bag was an eye mask, toothbrush, toothpaste, earplugs, and socks. Amenity kits will also sometimes have dubious brands of toothpaste in them, so I was happy to see that this one was made in Spain. Our seat also came with a pillow and blanket, both of which were major steps up over what you'd get in economy. Though, given the larger adjustable headrest on these seats, you might not even need the pillow. While I wait for dinner, let's check out the in-flight entertainment. Since I'm seated in the front row, it comes out of this armrest. The screen itself is fairly large, bright, and responsive. It comes complete with a wide variety of movies, shows, and a good flight map. A quick tip if you end up flying Iberia, all of their movies come with a few ads at the start, but you can just skip ahead of them. 45 minutes after takeoff, dinner was served. I went with the mushroom pasta, which came with a couscous salad, as well as bread, butter, and a slice of cheese. It was all pretty good, but the best part was this chocolate mousse, which I really liked. A complimentary drink is also offered, and everyone gets a water bottle after dinner, which was a nice touch. They also made me close the window blinds, which kinda sucks, though there wasn't a whole lot to see in the dead of night. Before bed, I stopped by the bathroom, which was fairly clean. Premium economy passengers don't have access to any special bathrooms, so you just walk back to the economy ones.
So I feel bad for having reclined on the person behind me because they're rather tall. But the recline is really impressive. I would say that it's more comparable to an Amtrak train in terms of like the spaciousness and comfort than it is any economy product I've ever flown on, which says a lot about it. I'm very impressed.
This person in business seems to have never realized that you can actually turn off your screen, so my eye mask came in handy. I woke up at around 7 a.m. Chile time as we were crossing into northern Argentina. At 7:20, a small breakfast was served consisting of a sandwich with Iberian ham, a Kit Kat, and juice. The sandwich was quite good, and a Kit Kat is a Kit Kat, but this was nonetheless a pretty small and basic breakfast. In this case, I don't think the meal was any different than what you'd get in economy. Also, Iberia offers free messaging on these flights, and I was really impressed to see that it worked the entire time. That's a great perk and was really convenient. Now that there's light, let's take a closer look at the seat that I've been in for nearly 12 hours at this point. Up above, the seat has a large adjustable headrest. Down below, a remote for the in-flight entertainment and buttons to adjust the seat are found on the left-hand side. And at the bottom, we have this leg rest which folds out into a footrest. These seats also come with individual power and USB outlets. There's a fairly large gap between the seat and wall, which proved a convenient place to leave the pillows and blankets. The armrests are comfortably wide and have a little space to leave drinks on at the front. You can tell how far back these seats recline by taking a look at the one next to me. Being in the front row also meant that the safety card was located in a little pocket on the wall. Again, I can't emphasize enough just how great this legroom was, so if you can, try to snatch a seat in the front row. We continued on over the Andes, approaching Chile. I headed back to take a look at economy, which is seated in a 333 configuration. I don't know what happened here, but the bathrooms didn't fare too well. With that foul image out of sight, let's discuss how I paid for this flight. For the entire Dublin to Santiago itinerary, I paid 13,000 avios and 519 euros. With the current value of those points, that comes out to about $710 paid for these flights. Given that buying any economy ticket on that leg was upwards of $1,000, then yeah, this was an amazing deal. But you don't need to have miles to get a good deal on these. Iberia will often offer an upgrade to premium economy when you're checking in via their app or website, and I've seen those for as low as $150 on overnight flights. In that case, I'd say yeah, that's a pretty good deal. Beyond that, how good of a deal this is really depends on what a flight is pricing at, but it seems to me that the best deals are found with either miles or last-minute upgrades. Right at 9 a.m., we touched down on runway 17 left.
Bienvenidos a Santiago. Es un placer anunciarles que hemos aterrizado antes de hora. Por favor, permanezcan sentados por el cinturón de seguridad 8 de semanas.
And just like that, I was in Santiago's spacious, modern terminal, surprisingly well rested and ready for the lengthy immigration line that awaited.